Hey guys, this is Robert Cabeca, the Chocolate Chef, and I'm here to tell you about chocolate tasting classes online. And in these 90-minute chocolate tasting classes, you will have the opportunity to understand how your palate works in identifying different flavor profiles of your favorite chocolate bars. Like some of my favorite chocolate bars right now are Potomac Chocolate, his 70% San Martin, and also from French Broad Chocolate, they're 80% Costa Rica. I have a couple other bars here. One is Picari, their raw bar, 85%. You can see I like dark chocolate a lot. But anyway, so my point in showing you that is that every chocolate bar has a different flavor profile completely. And sometimes we don't know why we're tasting the flavors that we're tasting. We don't know where they're coming from. How is that flavor getting into the chocolate bar when no flavor ingredients are added? You know, all the flavor comes from the cocoa bean itself. And that's why in this class, I spend 90 minutes going through everything from helping you understand the agricultural process and the manufacturing process and how at each stage of those processes has an impact on the overall flavor of the chocolate bar. And then to go through the process of tasting different ingredients. Like salt or sugar or vinegar or what have you. Don't let any of that scare you. It's not going to be nasty or anything like that. But during that process, you'll understand how the 5 main taste senses come into play. You know, sweet, salty, sour, bitter, etc. And then how we integrate our different senses of sight, smell, sound, touch, into, and taste, of course, and into identifying the flavors of the chocolate bar. So these classes have been really profoundly educational for a lot of people because people finally understand what they really enjoy most out of chocolate. And if they have a chocolate bar that they don't like, they understand why. So they'll know not to buy something similar to it in the future. So in this way, I help educate you to understand what turns you on about chocolate. Because when you know that, your whole experience in eating a chocolate bar changes forever. You know, I know for me that when I started eating chocolate as a kid, it was just all about the sugar. Just give me the sugar and that chocolatey flavor. You know, there wasn't craft chocolate, 50 years ago. It was Kit Kat bars and Three Musketeers and M&Ms and of course a Hershey bar and Mars bar and stuff like that. There was very little chocolate in those. But then, I don't know, when did I get turned on to real craft artisan chocolate? About 20 years ago, 25 years ago. And at that point, I was just like, wow, what is this? And so that's when I started making chocolate and really getting involved in it in big ways. And then over the years, I understood that so many people were starting to see these unique craft chocolate bars and didn't know what it was about. Why is this bar $5 or $7 and a Hershey bar is $1? That type of thing. So going through that education process, everything from how cocoa is grown to the final tempering stage and the manufacturing process, how that impacts the flavor. People don't understand that in one cocoa bean, there is over 800 different flavonoids that impact the flavor. Compare that to a coffee bean, which has about 600, or a grape, which has over 1,500, that type of thing. So there are so many different flavor combinations, and the fact that there are 4 different varieties of cocoa beans grown in many different countries and how the environment impacts the flavor, so many different factors impact the flavor. So that's why when people ask me, well, what's the difference between, sorry, just reaching for some bars here. What's the difference between this 85% chocolate bar and this 85% chocolate bar? I can tell you about 30 different differentiators between the two. This is grown in Ghana. This is grown in Ecuador. This is raw. In other words, it hasn't been roasted, which has a completely different flavor profile. This has been roasted a little bit extra longer, which really gives you a full body, deep, dark chocolatey flavor, et cetera, et cetera. This tends to be more fruity. This tends to be more earthy. So on and on and on. So you'll be able to understand why these different flavor profiles, there goes the chocolate bar, why these different flavor profiles impact what you experience when you taste a piece of chocolate. So I'm inviting you to come and join me to the online tasting class. Again, it's about 90 minutes. I will give you a list of ingredients that you can buy at your local grocery store, and I'll also give you the list of different chocolate bars that you can get. And I'm choosing chocolate bars that are readily available now. Thank goodness that artisan chocolate and craft chocolate has become so popular that all the major grocery stores are carrying it now. And that's really exciting, because 10 years ago, that was not the case. You had to hunt very special gourmet shops to get artisan craft chocolate. So anyway, so I'll give you the list of bars, and if you're not able to find a bar that's on the list, you just substitute it out for something else, because the whole point is to help you identify what you're experiencing and why you're experiencing it and why you like it or why you don't like it, okay? So please sign up below, click the link below, and that'll take you to the registration page. This is a limited class to about 40 people, and this message is going out to over 20,000 people. So it's gonna fill up really quick, so jump on board if you can. And I hope to see you in class. So thank you for your time. Have a fantastic day, unless you have other plans. All right, see you.